Welcome to this week's edition of Just Ask Freeman with Freeman Owen Jr., of course, the CEO and founder of Financial Sources, Inc., changing thousands of lives. Wonderful to see you, Freeman.
Oh, it's so great to be here. We got some great things, as usual, to cover that our viewing audience needs to know about.
First question people say when they come into you is, am I going to be okay in retirement? And one of the first things you say is, let's look at tax implications.
Exactly. And folks, is your retirement a tax bomb? Answering that question is pretty difficult. Think about the things that, some of the questions you may have. Will my money last during this retirement? Well, the thing is, Rebecca, is that you're earning money in the accumulation phase, but once you get into the distribution phase, you stop earning money, but will your funds last? Another question is, when do I start Social Security?
Yeah.
We're going to answer that question for them. The other, which Medicare plan should I choose? There are a number of them right now that is offered to our viewing audience, and they don't know which one to choose. And one of the main questions that has been addressed to me, should I pay off the mortgage?
Good question.
All right, we're going to talk about that. Should I pay off the mortgage? And how do I get my required minimum distributions? When am I eligible? And what does required minimum distributions mean? Referred to as RMDs. Well, let's tackle some of those questions. And let's tackle the first one. A main question is, since the population is aging, folks have tax qualified plans. They're receiving notices. It's time to get your required minimum distributions. Folks, a lot of people don't know what required minimum distributions mean. As a matter of fact, Rebecca, I had a call recently from several clients that says, well, look, the laws have changed. Can you elaborate on the laws that impact a mandatory withdrawal from my tax qualified plans? Yes, I can. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. And we are going to cover some of the information, not all, as much as we can, about the new laws that are impacting the withdrawals and the eligibility ages of tax qualified plans.
And tax qualified means you owe money on it.
That's right? Exactly.
To keep it simple, an RMD is what, 72? What's the age?
Well, it's 73. We're going to talk about the Secure Act of 2.0 in some of its details.
Okay.
Now, let's discuss required minimum distributions.
Okay.
Prior to January of 2020, if you were 70 and a half, it was mandatory each and every year that you must take a withdrawal from your tax qualified plans, your 401ks, your TSPs, IRAs, mandatory. Every year at 70 and a half, you had to, it's like your money's, it was in harvest, and IRS was waiting. When are you going to take a withdrawal? I've been waiting for decades in your accumulation side. Now the distribution side, we're going to get some taxes. This is the harvest. Well, recently, as I mentioned, if you turn 70 and a half after January of 2020, the eligibility age had increased from 70 and a half to 72. Now we got what we call, now it's referred to as the Secure Act. And now we have what we call the Secure Act 2.0. And I want to talk about that a little bit because the eligibility age now has extended to age 73.
Okay.
All right, after January 1 of 2020. There's also some modifications to the distribution of your tax qualified plans to your beneficiaries. I'll go over some of the changes. At one time, the transfer of wealth from tax qualified plans or legacy plans to your children, grandchildren, and so on could receive the benefits from these tax qualified plans over the life expectancy. Not anymore.
What is it now?
Okay. Now, we talked about the Secure Act 2.0, which is recently passed by Congress, where the extension of or eligibility age is age 73 now. But here's the kicker. When it comes to our loved ones who are non-spouses,
Okay.
children, grandchildren, siblings, mom, dad, well, how do you designate a beneficiary to transfer the wealth? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. Got a solution for that. Here's how, and let me give you the law first. All non-spouses, children, as I mentioned, grandchildren, etc., mom, dad, siblings, must, once the funds, and they're designated as beneficiaries, and they receive the tax-qualified monies, there's the 10-year rule. Every dime of that money that was bequeathed to them or to the non-spouses have to be distributed from a tax-qualified plan in 10 years. There's the consequences. The consequences are, if those funds are not removed, have not been distributed to the non-spouse or non-spouses, they would be taxed for the monies that were not taken out within that 10-year period, and there may be a surtax applied to what should have been taken out of that tax-qualified plan.
And a penalty on top of that.
That's the penalty. It's called the surtax.
Gotcha.
And it's a significant one.
We need to take a very short break, Freeman. Of course, if you have any questions, are you ready for retirement? You can get that retirement readiness review. You can get to actually meet Freeman and his amazing team. It's very easy to do. Let's give that phone number and tell them what they can expect when they come in.
Okay, you can get a tax-efficient plan. We got to think about those things I just mentioned. Will your money last? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233 and schedule your complimentary consultation. You get no surrogate. You'll be able to have your complimentary consultation with me, all right, to take care of your tax-efficient plan and address that issue when it comes to required minimum distributions. There are people out there that are making terrible mistakes simply because they don't know how to take the funds. They don't know how to designate the beneficiaries for the loved ones, and unfamiliar with the new laws that impact your retirement. And it can be a tax bomb, but I got a solution for that. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233.
All right, stay with us more with Freeman Owen Jr., how your retirement can be smooth sailing. Stay with us.
You know, retirement planning can be stressful. We pride ourselves on being different from other financial planning firms. You know, and during your initial meeting, we will get to know you and you will get to know us. We want to learn all about your vision for retirement, and together we'll design a plan to achieve your long-term financial goals. Our friendly staff will make you feel comfortable. The moment you walk in that door, call us today for your complimentary review. You deserve the retirement of your dreams. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 1-833-414-7233.
Welcome back to Just Ask Freeman. Thousands of families have done that, and I think what you give, Freeman, is that peace of mind, because you've told me the number one question is, will I run out of money? And there was actually a report in Forbes last year that said more Americans fear running out of money than death itself. What does that tell you?
Wow, that means that, you know, you want to have a comfortable life,
right,
when you retire, because you stop earning money. And you have to have your resources from all different, have different resources to provide monies that will be there your entire lifetime.
Income each month.
Every month. And, you know, I said it on a previous show, Rebecca, when I said, now, we got to look out for inflation.
Yeah.
Healthcare costs are going up. And taxes. Now, That's when you're working. But if you separate from service, you still have taxes, inflation, and healthcare cost increases. Well, here's the solution I would suggest. Protect what you've saved. You need safe money. Now, when I say that, if you've got 500,000, $1 million plus, some of our clients have that type of money, take a piece of that portfolio in which we come up with a tax-efficient plan. Help your money last. We have guaranteed safe money programs and products for you, all righty? So that you'll have that wonderful, peaceful life and have funds coming in every month, every year, every decade, as long as you live. And that goes back to funds that you have available for your loved ones. Here's a mistake, and then I'm gonna come back to protect what you saved. When it comes to those RMDs, you know, with the changes here, I've got to address this. I seen prior to the Secure Act 2.0, whereas, not my clients, but I've seen some folks that had tax qualified plans. Husband and wife passed. The proceeds went to the children, adult children. And so what happened, Rebecca, is that they did not have the financial literacy on receiving the legacy. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
To help them avoid costly mistakes when they receive a legacy. And since there's the Secure Act of 2.0 now, I had to come up with a solution so that the distribution from those tax qualified plans would be distributed within the 10-year rule. But I've got a solution. Just ask Freeman. I want the first 10 callers to call us, to give us a call on how to get a tax-efficient plan, how to understand the required minimum distributions for themselves and the required minimum distributions in the 10-year rule for their children. Just ask Freeman. Call me at 833-414-7233. Schedule a complimentary consultation. Don't even have to charge fees. Sit down with us so that we can have a tax-efficient plan to plan such that 10 years out, 20 years out, lifetime income guarantee. Now, I mentioned the fact if you got $500,000, $1 million plus in these tax qualified plans or sitting around in managed accounts, take a piece of that and we can convert that into guaranteed lifetime income that you won't even outlive, and also set up the legacy track for your loved ones, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grands, siblings.
And avoid probate.
And avoid probate.
That's so important. It not only destroys the money that you're leaving your children because it stays in court, you're paying fees, but it can also destroy families.
It really can. And that's why I call it the tax bomb. How your portfolio can explode, boom.
Yeah.
With maybe you need a second opinion. And let's go back to probate.
Yeah.
And lawsuits and creditor claims. Just call Freeman. Just ask Freeman. We have the programs designed so that, as you said, Rebecca, to avoid probate. And probate is a long process, anywhere between 9 months to 5 years.
Wow.
And your hard-earned savings is distributed by the judicial system. If you do not, and that goes back to a program we talked about how to designate the beneficiaries properly so that the wealth is transferred to your non-spouses in this case with the new laws. How can we make sure that our clients avoid that tax bomb with their portfolio? You need a second opinion.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what should they do, Rebecca?
Just ask Freeman.
Call us at 833-414-7233. Call today and get your complimentary tax-efficient plan. We're going to talk about Social Security a little later.
Yeah.
That's a tax bomb. But how do you do that? Now, we just mentioned, number one, we should protect what we save. a portion of it. We don't say all of it, but you do need a conservative side, especially in the distribution mode. There's too many factors out there, or I should say too many obstacles that can really explode your portfolio with these tax bombs. What they need to do, just call Freeman, just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233.
And if your broker or your advisor is not asking and calling and having these conversations after what we all went through in 2022, to me, that's a big red flag.
Yes, big one.
Because you're about relationships and peace of mind, and you're an independent, so you don't owe anything to anyone. You can pick those products from any company. I want people to understand there's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Number one, I don't have assets under management where I'm charging fees. And you've heard me say this before. I stay right in my lane. I stay right there in the lane of safety for my clients. I don't have to hide under my desk when we have our annual reviews.
Exactly.
Well, Freeman, what happened? Why'd you put me in cryptocurrency? Well, I don't offer tax, legal, or investment advice. What I do is I'm independent. I can offer many safe money products that guarantees lifetime income. You can see that on my website, justaskfreeman.com. But here's what I like to do, Becky, now, is to make sure that our viewing audience understands the required minimum distributions.
Let's talk about that when we come back. It flies by, but we already have to take a very short break. If you have any questions about your retirement, maybe even a second opinion, you cannot get the second opinion from the person who gave the first. This is a wonderful offer, absolutely no cost or obligation. Hope you're learning a lot. Stay with us. More with Just Ask Freeman.
We're frequently asked where we think tax rates are headed. Most experts agree tax rates will eventually have to go up as our federal debt increases. Without any changes, the government's current plan is set to expire in 2025. Every penny counts, especially in your retirement. Is your current plan efficient and optimized to reduce your tax obligation? Contact us today. Just ask Freeman for a complimentary review. Reach us at 833-414-7233.
Welcome back to Just Ask Freeman. Do you have a plan? Everything you've ever done, vacations, changing a job, building a house, you've had a plan. Freeman, you've told me that so many times, 9 out of 10 people, very successful people, come to you, and they usually do not have a plan. So you do the holistic, all-inclusive income plan.
That's right.
Why do you start with income? How is that the foundation of your retirement house?
Well, money touches every facet of your life. Your residence. Let me start in this order. Healthcare.
Yeah.
If you don't have the funds, you don't have adequate health care. We're going to hopefully get a chance to discuss a little bit about the difference between Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
Your residence, where you live. The type and quality of life, period. The automobile you drive. Are you able to go on vacations that have that comfortable life? Well, you need a plan, as you mentioned, an income plan. And to sit down with our clients, and this is what we do. When it comes to income, we use a benchmark. How much income are you earning now? You might, with your quality of life or lifestyle that you like, Rebecca, viewing on is you might want 70, 80, 90% of the current income that you're receiving now. You've asked me, I think I can get 70 to 80% with a pension, which is rare. Only 7.5% of all the companies in the U.S., I should say industries in the U.S., offer a pension. So you're sort of on your own. Yeah. You got that 401k, you have the TSP, the 403bs, these employer-sponsored retirement accounts. You got to concern yourself about distribution, and will those funds last? Have an income plan. We'll sit down with you and have a tax-efficient plan to determine like you said, holistically. This is the amount of income. How about our expenses?
Right.
Unexpected expenses. That are going to happen too during your retirement because you had unexpected expenses when you were working, but now you're on a fixed income. And what happens? You got to take care of those unexpected expenses. And I've seen that occur favorably in our case with so many clients who are now taking distributions because of the aging population and the clients that I serve.
Right.
They have unexpected expenses, new roofs. Let's break it down. They need a new automobile. There are renovations other than the roof to their home, period. Well, we set up guaranteed lifetime income. Rebecca, they never run out of money.
And if you know you can pay your bills, then that's how you know when you're ready for retirement. I love your safe money approach because you look at what their dreams and goals are, what their expenses are, what you might have left. Do you find that a lot of people are in much higher risk with their former person, their big bucks, than they realize that, and taking money out of their 401ks to pay for the roof or the automobile, and they're compounding that loss, which is devastating?
That's devastating, especially, that's why I say we take, when you have 500, 250, 500,000, $1 million. Some of the clients come to me, $1.5 million, $2 million or more, and they said, Freeman, I'd like to move $1 million to this. So that we'll have guaranteed lifetime income because the other is managed and it goes up and down and volatile. Some, I won't knock brokers, but some of them have been told, the clients, the participants in various plans, have been told, like, stay the course.
Right.
Well, you're 75, 80 years old, and 90% of your money's in equities. That has occurred. And people call
That's not good.
Do I, Mr. O, someone called Mr. O, do I stay in equities? It went down X percent, double digit last year. And I see these fees. Can you help me interpret this statement, period? I said, well, just ask, come on over, man. Well, you just ask Freeman to help. Yes, I can help. And set up guaranteed lifetime income that you'll never be able to outlive. And then also have the solution so that the wealth, the legacy is transferred to your children. You mentioned earlier, avoid probate, creditor claims, lawsuits, even Medicaid spend down, which is devastating to individuals who may need long-term care. So I know that maybe in the next segment I might be able to elaborate on the long-term care and get back to a little bit more on this RMD, the required minimum distributions.
And when you do that holistic plan, when you mention things like RMDs, this is something that you all do. It's not like you have to worry about going to your mailbox and getting that letter or missing your deadline. The beauty of what you do, all under one roof, is stress-free. They don't have to worry. We got you.
Yeah, exactly. And what we do is set the RMD up, distribution, automatically year after year. And I've got a secret and I've got a solution. Just ask Freeman.com how to coincide the percentage from the RMD that you have to take out of your out of your IRA or your TSP or 401k. I have a solution such that you can minimize that, or I should say, based on your life expectancy, reduce the percentage you have to take out each year at attained age out of your nest egg. You want to know that, folks? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. Get a tax-efficient plan. I'm going to mention other plans in the next segment. How to have guaranteed income, lifetime income that you can't possibly outlive. You need a professional who looks out for your best interest. And I have to have the fiduciary responsibility to look out for your best interest, not mine, yours. And I've been enjoying that for a very, very, very long time. So look, I need 10 callers real quick to call at 833-414-7233. And Rebecca, get their tax-efficient plan. They'll learn how to deal with the distribution when it comes to their tax qualified plans, how to pass on the legacy onto their children. We're going to write that out and make sure that you understand how to have safe money.
Right.
We cannot have all that volatility right now and take the risks the way
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
And I really do feel for people who have not come to you and not gotten that peace of mind. And you can see the plan, and it shows you kind of scenarios until you're 90. And it feels so good to know that you've got that little income, Social Security, all your different little places, and to know that some of your money can still get those gains.
And carry on to the next generation.
Right.
That's if you care for that. And I heard some folks say, well, I'm going to spend all my money. Well, at least spend all your money as long as you have income coming in for the rest of your life. You can do what you like. But make sure that you do have the funds. And we do have a plan. You mentioned income.
Yeah.
We know how to benchmark that income and understand 70, 80% of those funds you may need or want. And we have to fill the income gaps. Just ask Freeman. Call me, 833-414-7233.
You've also written a book. I don't brag about you enough.
Oh, yes.
So when you come in, you can also get a copy of his book.
Yeah, it's the 10 IRA mistakes and the tax traps. Folks, you get...
People don't think about taxes as being a big part. And Freeman, we're already out of time. We only have a minute to go. So I'm going to let you take it away, invite them in this last minute.
Well, I tell you what, here's what I need. I'm going to ask again, and I know our phones will ring off. I need 10 folks, minimum. It's going to be a ton. To call us at 833-414-7233 and get your complimentary tax-efficient plan. And once you become a client, I'd like for you to have a copy of this text. It is juicy. It's easy read, simple read. And again, call us at 833-414-7233 and get your complimentary consultation. And you wanted me to take it away? I'm going to give it to you, Rebecca, and close us right on out.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. 833-414-7233. There is no obligation, no cost. Might just be a second opinion. If you're right on track, just ask Freeman. He'll tell you that as well. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.